Hi everyone. Tonight we're going to make a birthday cake for someone. Tomorrow is one of my coworkers' birthdays, and we've started a small tradition at work where we try and have a cake, when it's their birthday. So tonight we're making peanut butter sheet cake, and I'm going to start by mixing up a stick of butter, 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and a cup of water. I'm going to heat that to a boil, and then I'll come back with the next step. I like to constantly stir this because peanut butter is just kind of hard to break up. I don't want it to scorch on the bottom and get all chunky. But anyway, I'm just now heating up the creamy peanut butter, the cup of water, and a 1/2 cup of butter, waiting for it to boil. And then I'm going to add my dry ingredients of a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to mix all that up, and then we're going to add more stuff. I like to incorporate the dry ingredients a bit. This has got the sugar, the white sugar, and the baking soda and the baking powder. I just want to mix them up real good because I'm going to add this to that pan. I'm also going to be putting in this cup of brown sugar. And then when we mix all that up, there's some final ingredients before we bake. Okay, we are boiling. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients and mix it all up really good. I should mention that I pulled from the heat before I mixed the dry ingredients in. Now I'm just kind of stirring it up, making a batter. And then to this, we're going to add a 1/2 cup buttermilk, some vanilla, and 2 of our little fresh eggs. Okay, I've added the egg mixture with the vanilla and the buttermilk, and I'm going to mix this up real good. And a tip I learned from my friend Nancy Sorrell is if you don't have buttermilk in the house, what you can do is add a small amount of white distilled vinegar to it, and that will create buttermilk. So, temporary buttermilk anyway. But no, it really works. And I'm going to stir this up. And I have a nice big pan. I think I got this at Sam's Club one year. It's a great big pan. It's like a jelly roll pan. And that's what I like to make this in, because you put the batter in and it's only cooks 15 minutes because it's a very short cake. And it's more like a, if you know what a Texas sheet cake is, it's a peanut butter version of a Texas sheet cake. Okay, as you can see, the cake is done baking after only 16 minutes at most. My oven doesn't heat as hot as some, so as you can tell, it's not really tall out of the pan. It's more like a bar, but very similar to a Texas sheet cake. Next thing I'm going to do, wait for it to cool a tad, and then I'm going to make my icing. The icing is made with 1.5 sticks of butter and 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. I've got everything covered up because I'm paranoid. Anyway, I like things covered up when they're sitting out. 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And in here is the equivalency of 6 tablespoons of buttermilk. And what I've done is taken, like I said, regular milk and added just a teeny bit of vinegar to it. That and all those items, and I'm going to add some vanilla. Stir it all up. It'll make a nice creamy icing. And you ice the cake while it's still warm. So the next shot you'll see will be the icing of the cake. Okay, here's the icing. I just took it off the stove. And it's nice and creamy and gooey and peanut buttery. So I'm going to ice the warm cake, which is here, and then I gotta find a place to put it, so that's gonna be the second part. Because ideally what I'd like to do is cut it into squares and put it on my serving platter. It's just easier for everybody to handle that way, and the birthday person does not have to stand there and cut cake in front of everybody. So I may take the last part of this video in the morning when I cut it up. I'm going to try and fit it into the refrigerator somehow so the icing will harden a bit. and cut it up and put it on a serving platter. Isn't it pretty? It smells wonderful, and yes, I licked the dish. I had a scoop out of the dish of icing, and it's so sweet. I couldn't help. Okay, here we are, Friday morning, and I'm loading up the platter. I'm going to probably have to keep this in the refrigerator because it is warm weather here, but you can kind of see it gives you a little layer of fudge, peanut butter fudge topping. So I think they're pretty. I think everybody will like them. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Till next time.